Okay. It is Sunday, 28th, I think. 9:12 a.m. Sunday, 28th of March, 9:14 a.m. And I had to replace this yesterday. It died at around 9 o'clock in the morning, a little after my posting from yesterday. When the sensor died, it took me about 20 minutes to find out that it had died. And I talked to Abbott Labs tech support. They were extremely helpful again. They were sending me another replacement, but I had another sensor that was sitting around because I bought a few. Uh, so I had so I installed the sensor, and it takes an hour for the sensor to warm up. So the sensor died in 8 days. And when I installed the new sensor, the previous reading I got with the old sensor was 4950. 90 minutes later, nothing has changed. I have not eaten anything, I have not done any rigorous activity. And 90 minutes later, when this sensor comes back alive, it reads 70. So if the sensors don't die in unexpected fashion, it's a good idea to install, as painful as it might be, install the second sensor about an hour, 2 hours before the first sensor is supposed to die. So 14 days. So after 13 days, 12 hours, 13 days, 18 hours, whatever, install the second sensor. So you calibrate the first sensor to the second sensor. So if the sensor that you are wearing is showing 50, the new sensor you've installed shows 70. So you know the first sensor is doing this, and it started out at 70 or 80 probably, and then it drops to 50. Not because your blood sugar has changed, but it's because its feedback strength has changed. Okay, so that's a thought. Then I went through all of yesterday doing light work, staying in the 70s all day until I know what dinner was. Dinner was going to be potatoes, and it's called ragada pattice, potatoes and uh, white peas with sauces and so on. So um, I know. So I said, fine, it's a lot of carbs, simple carbs, very little sugar. There is some sugar in the sauces, so very little sugar. So I keep track of my blood sugar, and I start the PBR. I mean, I've been drinking whiskey all day, but at 7 p.m. Well, actually, this was what 7:20. I started the two drink PBR black 16 ounce 6.25% 6.5% alcohol, and 70, 68, 68, 72, 76 at 7:58. I think I start munching a little few things as part of prepping for dinner to find out how the spices are and so on. Uh, then 80 at 8:10, and I'm at that point halfway into the 6.5% PBR. 82 at 8:14, 81 at 8:21, 81 at 8:34, 83 at 8:38. And as I'm eating, my blood sugar obviously slowly rises because this is straight up simple carbs. It gets to about 120 something, 123 or so when I go to sleep. But a few hours later, about little before 2 a.m., I wake up with severe leg cramp pain, which is typical when I haven't had magnesium in a while. And I might also be dehydrated because alcohol dehydrates you. I had 3 drinks of that espresso keto, as Irish coffee yesterday. So that, possibly had a dehydration effect. So I essentially wake up with stabbing pain in my legs, which is a relatively, it has happened many times before. If I back off on the magnesium, which I hadn't taken in a long time, um, as of yesterday. So I had to get up in the middle of the night, go find the magnesium, drink water, and so on. And my numbers from 821 look like this. All of this, I'm still awake. Okay. And I go to sleep. Right after this 128. That 129 is when I wake up with the first instance of pain. And I think this sensor being in my arm has a 10-minute or so delay. Okay. From bloodstream to flesh, I think it takes muscle, whatever, skin, subcutaneous, it takes a little time. Okay, 129 is right when I wake up at 149 with the pain. 157, a minute later. Well, maybe it only takes a minute to hit your muscle, I don't know. 161 at 152, 160 at 156, 131 at 205. 30-point drop in 6 minutes. I don't even know how this is possible. And it drops further to 119 10 minutes later, and 5 minutes later it's at 123. So 156, it is 160. 205. 9 minutes later it's at 131. So pain and stress and so on really cause this thing to go up. I don't know, maybe there is some filler in my magnesium, which is like probably dextrose or something. It's not supposed to have it, but I don't know what it does, what it has. So that might be one thing that contributed to, well, it dropped. Contributes to a sudden drop. No, it might have at 149. So 149 to 156, I didn't take it. In fact, 149 to, so 150, this 157, 161 and 160, I think I took it between the 161 and the 160, because the timestamp on this 157 is 1:49 a.m. and 1:44 a.m. I'm at 129. I took that time to get up and get out of bed. I didn't get out to my living room to have water and the magnesium until after 1:49. So between 1:49 and that 1:49 p.m., which is 1:57, and that 1:60, that is where I had it. In fact, I must have had it between the 1:60, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I believe I had it between that 161 and the 160. Okay, I might have had it before, I don't know, but 157 was before I had the magnesium. And then the rest of the night, it drops and it rises to 163 again. And again, I'm feeling pain, but this time I don't get out and go have more magnesium, because I know it takes a few days even to get back into your bloodstream and relieve this sort of pain. So 3:54 a.m. 165. Is that pain? Is that stress? Could be. And is that dawn phenomenon? Ooh, can you get dawn phenomenon to take you from 123 to 165? I don't know. And then 512, it's 125, 126, 122, keeps dropping. More steady drop, and in the 90s now, and that's as of right now. So, well, I guess potatoes spike your blood sugar really fast because they are straight up starch that breaks into glucose. The Vatana, which is white peas, also spike your glucose very, very quickly because they are also mostly, first is they are all cooked to mush, so they're not bound in fiber. So again, straight blood sugar rise out of that. The spices had some sugar in them because they are sweetish, so likely contributes to a rapid rise in blood sugar. But this was a little shocking, for even for someone who knows this. It went from 70, which was before the food. Um, After the beer, I think I was at 80, to a peak of 165, which it hit multiple times, possibly because of the pain. I don't know. Oh, and between yesterday and this morning, I lost maybe half a pound. I was a little higher than 176 yesterday. I'm at 175.4 this morning. Possibly, just daily fluctuations, but I thought the rapid weight loss had gone, but I ate so much carbs and filled up glycogen again, which means was there more glycogen depletion through the day, and then it didn't fill up uh, all of it again because glycogen is the heaviest part that's got water associated with it per calorie. Whatever, especially if you don't have food in your stomach, um, the rapid weight loss comes from loss of glycogen because per calorie you lose, um, 4 calories a gram for glycogen, and it's associated with as much as 4 to 8 grams of water. So per 4 calories you could lose as much as 10 grams. So that is significant when you're losing glycogen, when you're burning glycogen, because glycogen is carbs and that is what is bound to water. So the water weight you lose is actually glycogen that is tied to the water. You burn the glycogen, the water has to go. So that's where the weight loss comes from. Once you start burning fat, fat is very little water. Fat has only maybe 10% water associated with it, and fat burns as per 9 calories. Well, no, fat is 9 calories a gram. Okay, along with the water that is associated to it, I'd go with, you know, like 8 calories a gram. Okay, and it burns to 6 parts carbon dioxide to 1 part water. So you actually don't lose much water weight when you're burning fat, whether it's dietary fat or body fat. Especially when you're burning body fat, it's very, very compressed. Very little water is lost. Okay, because there is very little water truly associated with fat. So anyway, this is my observation from yesterday. The new sensor kind of threw it off, and what if this sensor runs the 14 days it's supposed to, in the last hour or so, 2 hours, whatever, I'm going to have an overlap with the next sensor. As painful as it is going to be to find another different spot to put it, I'm going to have to put it somewhere. Here is too low, too close to the bone. Here would be a better spot, or somewhere here on the inside. So anyway, yeah, sensor error. Abbott Labs has been fantastic. I've called them twice with 2 dead sensors, one that died in 5 days, one that died in 8 days, and they have sent me fresh new sensors both times. I haven't opened it because we had it quarantined, and then I sort of forgot about it because my other lot of sensors that I bought. I'm going to run through those. We opened that box and taken everything out of quarantine. So so it's not we quarantine boxes that appear in the mail just because they could be contaminated. So we let them sit for 3 to 5 days if we don't need them. So that's the situation there. All right. Thank you